What if I told you the perfect training system already existed over 2,000 years ago, and modern athletes are only now rediscovering it? Most people today train harder than ever before. They spend hours in the gym, they buy expensive supplements, they follow complicated workout plans, watch endless fitness videos, and push themselves to exhaustion week after week. But after months, sometimes years, their body barely changes. Their strength stalls. Their motivation fades. And eventually, many quit completely. The shocking part? Ancient Greek athletes already understood why this happens, and they solved it centuries before modern sports science even existed. The Olympic Games of ancient Greece were nothing like the Olympics we know today. They were not colorful celebrations of sportsmanship. They were brutal displays of power, endurance, and dominance. To the Greeks, the Olympics were war without weapons. City-states sent their strongest and most dangerous men to compete under the burning heat of Olympia for 4 relentless days. There were no recovery machines, no protein shakes, no pre-workouts, no advanced medical teams, only flesh, discipline, and survival. Winning meant immortality. Victors received statues built in their honor. Poems were written about them. They earned lifetime pensions, public admiration, and eternal status in Greek society. Their names survived for generations. But losing carried humiliation. Failure could stain an entire family's reputation for decades. The pressure was absolute, and because the stakes were so high, Greek coaches became obsessed with understanding one thing: how does the human body truly become stronger? They watched athletes for generations. They studied exhaustion, they studied recovery, they studied performance breakdowns. And eventually, they discovered a pattern so fundamental to human adaptation that modern science would later arrive at the exact same conclusion thousands of years later. That system was called the Tetrad. The Tetrad was a 4-day training cycle documented by the Greek writer Philostratus in a text called Gymnastikos during the 2nd century AD. But historians believe the system itself existed long before it was ever written down. And what makes it so incredible is this: the Tetrad almost perfectly mirrors the principles of modern periodization training used by elite athletes today. Modern sports science describes physical adaptation using 3 concepts: stimulus, recovery, adaptation. But the Greeks understood all of this without laboratories, research papers, or advanced technology. They learned through something far more powerful: generations of honest observation. They noticed that athletes who trained hard every single day eventually collapsed physically and mentally. But they also noticed that athletes who rested randomly without structure never became truly elite either. Too much stress destroyed the body. Too little stress prevented growth. The answer was balance, and that balance became the foundation of the Tetrad. The first day was called katastaltikos, the preparation phase. This was not a lazy workout or a meaningless recovery session. The goal was to prepare the nervous system and muscles for the demands of the coming peak day. Intensity remained moderate. Volume stayed controlled. The purpose was not exhaustion. The purpose was readiness. Today, this would look similar to mobility work: activation drills, light calisthenics, moderate cardio, technique practice, or nervous system priming. After this session, the athlete should feel sharper, more energized, and physically prepared, not drained. Then came the second day, acme, the peak. This was the war day. Maximum effort, maximum intensity. This was where real adaptation was forced. The Greeks understood something many modern athletes still fail to understand. The body only changes when it is given a reason to change. Comfort never creates transformation. Day 2 pushed athletes to the upper limits of their capabilities. Sprinting, wrestling, heavy resistance work, combat drills, explosive movements, whatever forced the body to confront stress beyond its current capacity. This was the true stimulus, but this is also where modern training often goes wrong. Most people accidentally turn every workout into an acme day. Every session becomes all-out intensity. Every workout becomes failure training. Every week becomes a battle against exhaustion. At first, progress happens quickly because the body responds to the new challenge. But eventually, fatigue accumulates faster than recovery can handle. The nervous system weakens, joints begin to ache, hormones become disrupted, performance declines, and motivation slowly disappears. This is why so many people train consistently for years, yet still feel stuck. Ancient Greek coaches recognized this pattern over 2,000 years ago, and that is exactly why the third day existed. Anesis, relaxation and recovery. This day was nearly complete rest. Light walking, stretching, breathing work, very low-intensity movement, and this may have been the most advanced idea in the entire system. Most people think training is what builds strength, but training itself actually breaks the body down. Muscle fibers are damaged, energy stores are depleted, the nervous system becomes stressed. Immediately after a hard workout, you are not stronger, you are weaker. Strength is built afterward. Recovery is where the real adaptation happens. This is when the body repairs tissue. This is when hormones optimize recovery. This is when muscles rebuild stronger than before. The workout is only the signal. Recovery is the response. Modern science now calls this process supercompensation. But the Greeks discovered it long before the term ever existed, simply by observing how athletes performed over time. Then came the fourth day, metreon, moderation. This session was balanced, harder than day one, but easier than day two. The purpose was not to create massive new fatigue. Instead, it was designed to reinforce and consolidate the adaptation already taking place. If acme shattered limitations, metreon stabilized the new level of performance. This moderate training day kept the body active, maintained movement quality, reinforced skill, and strengthened adaptation without overwhelming recovery systems. Then the entire cycle repeated again. Preparation, peak effort, recovery, moderation, over and over. What makes the Tetrad so fascinating is that virtually every legitimate modern periodization system follows the exact same logic. Activation days, heavy sessions, recovery phases, moderate consolidation work. Modern sports scientists reached these conclusions using advanced technology, biological testing, and decades of research. The Greeks reached the same destination through relentless observation of real human performance. And maybe that is the most important lesson of all. The fundamental laws of human adaptation have never changed. Modern athletes may have better gyms, better supplements, and more advanced technology than ever before. But the human body still responds to stress exactly the same way it did thousands of years ago in ancient Greece. It still needs meaningful stimulus. It still needs deep recovery. And it still needs intelligent structure to create lasting progress. The Tetrad is not an outdated relic of history. It is a reminder that some of the most powerful truths about strength were discovered long before modern fitness culture even existed. And maybe the real problem today is not that people train too little. Maybe it's that they never learned how to train intelligently in the first place. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into ancient training systems, forgotten strength philosophies, and the timeless science of human performance. See you in the next video.